Bangladesh's court has sentenced former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to death in absentia for a government's deadly crackdown on student-led protests last year. What will be the effect of the verdict on the former ruling Awami League party, of which Hasina is still the head?
The 17th of November, a day the streets of Bangladesh's capital were engulfed in an uneasy calm. Ahead of a much-awaited court verdict for former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. With public sentiment running high, armoured vehicles and special units from police and the army donning riot gear were seen outside the premises of the International Crimes Tribunal in Dhaka. As the judge read out the verdict, sentencing former Prime Minister 78-year-old Sheikh Hasina to be hanged for crimes against humanity, cheers broke out in the packed court in Dhaka.
We have decided to inflict her with only one sentence, that is sentence of death. It is hereby ordered that accused Sheikh Hasina be found guilty on 3 counts under charge 1. Count number 1, incitement. Count number 2, order to kill. Count number 3, inaction to prevent the atrocities and failing to take punitive actions against the perpetrators.
The highly anticipated ruling, broadcast live on national television, comes less than 3 months before the first parliamentary election in the country since Sheikh Hasina left Bangladesh in August 2024. Former Interior Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal was also sentenced to death in absentia. However, former police chief Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamoon, who had pleaded guilty and was present in court, was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, a sentence viewed as lenient by family members of some protesters killed in the uprising last year.
I am one of those 2 sisters who brought a procession with the dead body of our brother on August 5th. We are happy with this verdict, but we are not satisfied with the sentence of Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamoon. He should have been handed lifetime imprisonment at least, as he was a central figure behind killing so many children of our mothers.
According to the United Nations, up to 1,400 people were killed during last year's anti-government demonstrations between July 15 and August 5. Thousands more were wounded in the worst political violence in Bangladesh since its 1971 War of Independence. On the day of the verdict, the United Nations, while hailing an important moment for the victims, regretted the imposition of death penalty, which it opposed in all circumstances.
The handing down of verdicts today by the International Crimes Tribunal against Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the former Home Minister on charges of crimes against humanity is an important moment for the victims of grave human rights violations committed during the suppression of protests last year. While we were not privy to the conduct of this trial, we have consistently advocated for all accountability proceedings, especially on charges of international crimes, to unquestionably meet international standards of due process and fair trial. This is particularly vital when, as was the case here, the trials have been conducted in absentia and led to a capital punishment sentence. We also regret the imposition of the death penalty, which we oppose in all circumstances.
While Bangladesh's interim government called the sentence historic and profound, Sheikh Hasina, who was assigned a state-appointed lawyer for the trial, called the verdict biased and politically motivated. The verdict, marking a pivotal moment for Bangladesh, also poses a diplomatic challenge for New Delhi and Dhaka. While Dhaka reiterated its call for New Delhi to extradite Sheikh Hasina, India's Ministry of External Affairs said that it had noted the verdict, further adding that it was committed to the best interests of the people of Bangladesh. Relations between the two countries have remained frosty, with Bangladesh accusing India of sheltering Hasina, and India in return expressing concern over rising anti-India sentiment and the safety of Bangladesh's Hindu minority. While absentia trials are more often than not contentious, this verdict has no doubt cast a shadow over Sheikh Hasina's future prospects of a political comeback.